All right, so what's up, everybody? It's your boy Rick Ross, the Hitmaker, man, and we're back with another official Sound Doctrine video, okay? Another official Sound Doctrine video, man. And in today's video, you're going to be learning how to create your session, label your session, create your tracks, and record in Pro Tools. This one is for the newbies. I understand everybody's a super professional and everybody knows more than everybody else, but what about the people who just don't know? This is for them. Let's head over to Pro Tools. Okay, so now that we're in Pro Tools, you should have a window here where you can name the session and set the specific, configurations for your session. We'll go over the configurations in a separate video, but for me, in my system, I run 48 sample rate and 24 bit depth. Okay, so this is important. To me, this is one of the most important steps. I think everything is important, but this is super important. Like, this is something you want to do. Obviously, you want to name the session. So a lot of times, people, they get artists, they get clients. The clients don't know the name of the song yet, so they just name it the session to anything, right? That's a recipe for disaster because you never know. That song might blow up 2 years from now. They might need it to be mixed and mastered, and you can't find it because you don't know what you named it. So this is important. All right, so you always, if you don't know the name of the song, I always put the artist name in the date, right? Date. I put the name, obviously, because it's the artist. You want to be organized. At least at minimum, you can search their name and find everything in your computer that has something to do with their name. Now, for date purposes, what I do, because sometimes you don't know where the song is at or when the song or whatever the case may be. So what I'll do is I'll check the email and see when I sent them the song, and then I'll search the date within my computer, and that always helps me find it as well. So for this video, we're going to name it Sound Doctrine Teaching, and do everything nice, man. Like, keep it clean, you know. So we name it Sound Doctrine Teaching, and then I also put the date. I space everything with dashes, so 2/2/26. I'm gonna actually put 2026, but you could just put 26 if you want. All right, so we're gonna put Sound Doctrine Teaching, and then we're gonna put create session and record. That's gonna be the name of this, right? So boom, after you get that set, you always want to have this right here, local storage, on prompt for location. So what that's going to do is every time you're creating a session and when you hit create, it's going to ask you where you want to save it at, which is another key component in staying organized, because if you just know where you put it, then you know where to go. All right, so just organization is super important, man. From creating a session to mixing it, organizing your session, everything. You just want to be an organized person. So if you're not an organized person, let's just practice being an organized person. All right, boom. So Sound Doctrine Teaching, date, and what is actually, like, what this session actually is. So we're going to go ahead and hit create. It's going to prompt for my location, like basically ask me where I want to save it. So you will go to where you save your sessions at for now. All right. And then, so I'm going to make a folder specifically for these tutorials. All right, so Sound Doctrine Teaching. That's gonna be the name of the folder. All right, so we're gonna create the folder. Go inside the folder. It's already named what we named it earlier, right? So all you're gonna do is hit save. Now, why it's important to create your sessions this way, I'm gonna show you right now. Matter of fact, let me get these situated real quick. All right, boom. So when it's time to go find your session, right, you just go to where it's at on your computer, Sound Doctrine Teaching, and then when you create a session, it creates a folder for the session. And this is important because everything involved in the session is inside of this folder in case you need to send stems, in case you need to find a certain bounce, in case you need to back up your audio files or find a backup of the session, because sometimes you can move forward in the session and accidentally delete something. So you might have to go to an older version of the session and pull something back up. You never know. But that's why it's important to be organized. All right, boom. So in this, you got your audio file folder. So anything that you add to the song, any sound that goes into it is recorded there. You got bounce files, which is when you export your song to send it off or to play it in the car or whatever. All the bounce files are being there. You got clip groups. You got session file backups, in which I'll show y'all how to increase the amount of times it back up, as well as how many backups it'll actually hold in a separate video though. And you also got your session file here. So everything pertaining to every session needs to be organized, because I've seen situations where People create a song one day, don't really organize where they put everything at. Then they'll create another song and somehow they'll end up all in the same pot. So they'll open a session and it'll pull a vocal from another session just because it's all in the same pot. So you really, really, really want to avoid being sloppy. Like, be organized, man. Okay, guys. So now we're inside of Pro Tools officially. Welcome to Pro Tools, everybody. All right. So obviously, first shortcut I'm going to show y'all right now is Control and the plus equal sign next to the backspace button. And that's going to allow you to switch between these two windows. I'll explain them to y'all in a little bit more, but you're learning the shortcut first things first. Now, there's always a practical way to do everything in Pro Tools where you can go through the files and the windows and all that. But I just want to teach y'all the faster way right away, because you're going to learn one and then want to learn it the shortcut way the other way. So let's just go ahead and insert the shortcuts now. There's no need to learn the slower way. Okay. So hold Control, hit the plus and the equal sign. And I believe on Mac is Command. I'm only giving y'all Windows shortcuts. They're very similar on Mac, but I just don't use Mac at all. Like, I have to always refigure out the shortcut when I get over it. It's just, I don't know. So boom, Control, plus and equal switches between your edit window and your mix window. If you look right here, you can see the title of it. It says edit and it says mix. Okay. So obviously mixing got a lot to do with plugins and dragging vocals up and down or whatever. Edit is what it say. We're editing. We're finna cut, clip, paste, move this, add this. We're editing it. We're shaping it. Okay. So that's what you do in the edit window. So as you notice in this session, we have no tracks to record. We don't know what we gonna do right now. And this video is for the newbies, man. It's for the people who just got Pro Tools and just want to know how to use it. Okay. So, and like I said, over here, we teaching y'all shortcuts, right? So what you want to do first is you want to hold Control, Shift, and press N, okay? Control, Shift, and press N. And what that's going to do is allow you to start creating new tracks that you can use to record. Now, you can do this in any order you want. I'm going to just show y'all in the order that I do it or how I did it. I don't really do it this way no more, but I'm teaching y'all, okay? So first thing you want to do is you want to create a stereo master fader, okay? Because that's the track that everything is going to flow out of. That's the track you want to put any limiters on when you're done. It's your master track. You cut it up and down. You do everything from the session is going to flow through this track, okay? So then you want to hit the plus sign on the right hand side and you want to go ahead and create. I do a stereo audio track and I like to label it beat / instrumental, or you can name it either one, but I'm gonna just put instrumental for purposes of this video. All right, boom. And then the next thing you want to create is a mono audio track. So, okay, so for the people who don't know, mono is literally the music playing pretty much straight down the middle, right? Stereo is the music playing in both speakers, thus more giving you like a wider sound. You know what I'm saying? So obviously with like a beat, you want it to be stereo, but with vocals, you want them to record in mono. I've never really done them in stereo. It might be cool and it might work out for certain situations, but I don't know. This just is the way I learned. All right. So you want to create. So remember, Control Shift N is the shortcut to put in new tracks. So the first thing you want to do is make a stereo master fader. Then you want to make a stereo audio track, which we're going to use for our instrumental. And you also want to use or create a mono audio track for you to record vocals on. And another word for vocals is Vox, which you will see a lot. So if you see VOX, it's just another word for vocals. Okay. So now that we have those three in place, we're going to go ahead and hit create and pay attention to the screen so you can see what it does. Okay, boom. So now we have our master fader track here. We have our instrumental track here. And we have our Vox track here. Okay. So first thing you want to do is you want to import the instrumental. Just two ways to do this, and I'm gonna show you another shortcut. So if you hold Control, Shift, and hit I, it's going to ask you to import audio, right? So that's the shortcut. Remember I told you. I'm gonna show you the other way too, just because. File, import audio here, and peep game, you know. If you pay attention to the program, it'll teach you how to do things. So Control Shift I is showing you right here what's the shortcut to some of these things. So as y'all explore Pro Tools, just look to the side to see what shortcuts is listed next to the things. You get what I'm saying? All right. But like I said, around here, we use all shortcuts unless we just don't know. But even then, as engineers, you just push through and you just keep on learning. You never know enough. All right, so we're going to hold Control, Shift, hit I. And that's going to allow us to import the beat, in which you can go to wherever you save your beats at. I believe it's the last one I used. Let's see what it sounds like.
Turn this motherfucker up.
Oops, sorry for the curse word, guys. Yeah, but so what you would do is you would find your beat. As you notice, when you click it, it puts it in this thing. So you can either double click it like this and it'll automatically go to the other side, or you can click it one time, hit convert clip, and it'll put it in there, and you hit done, and it's going to, you always hit use folder, because remember we was talking when we created the session and we went to that folder and it showed us everything detailed in the session. This is that audio files folder pertaining this session. So if you import a beat into it, you want to use folder. Okay. So just always hit use this folder when importing an instrumental. Okay. Destination, you can change the time. I never really do it for real, which is, I just noticed something new. That's cool. And yeah, so we're going to make this a new track like this. So boom, that's one way to import the beat. Yeah, but so the way I do it though is I create my instrumental track and then I drag the beat into my session like this right here. And you want to let it load up, so you want to just play it. All right, y'all. So remember, this is the edit window in which we can cut, drag, whatever. You do all type of things in here, right? But first things first, after you import your beat, what you want to do is turn it down, okay? So if you look, this beat is probably already got like a mastering on it. Remember, Control equal plus allows us to switch back and forth between our edit window and our mix window, okay? So this is this is edit window, this is mix window. So if you pay attention to this beat, look down here to the left. That beat is hitting so high right now, okay? And another shortcut, if you hold Control, hit Alt, and press M, it'll change the size of this right here, okay? I don't know who knows that, but little gem for y'all, just in case you don't know. Hold Control, hold Alt, and hit M, and it'll change the size of that, okay? I'm gonna let the size stay big for this video because I'm trying to teach y'all. So pay attention to how high this beat is hitting right now. It's hitting just under 0. So the problem with that, and what you want to address this right away, which is why I said it's the first thing you do. Probably one of the key things to getting a good recording is you want to cut the beat down, because what happens is if you don't cut it down, when you're trying to record vocals, you're going to assume that your vocals are too low, and you're going to end up cutting them up with your interface. And then you could potentially run into the potential of having like distorted audio. So what you want to do is you want to just cut it down some. And for all the newcomers with these faders, all you want to do is you could just click it and drag it down. So what you want to do is just drag this down until the beat is hitting. I always put it in like between 10 and 5. For real. All right, so I'll say that's a pretty good volume. So we're gonna head back over to our other screen. All right, so now we created our session. We imported our beat. and we turned our beat down. We also learned a few shortcuts. So the thing with Pro Tools is every track. So these are tracks right here, right? Every track got all of their own individual properties. Okay. So if I want to record vocals on this track right here, first thing, let's do this. Let's rename it. You can double click it. If you double click in the name section, it'll prompt you to rename it. So we're going to put Vox record. Okay. So if I want to record vocals on this track, if you pay attention to this section right here, it says IO, which means in and out. Okay. So audio has everything to do with routing from the initial mic before the program to after in the mixing process. Everything is about writing and signal flow. Okay, so our next step is to tell Pro Tools, hey, I need you to record this microphone on this track. And the way to do that is come over here to this section right here where it says IO, which means in and out. Okay, so the top one is in, the bottom one is out, right? So my microphone on my interface is set to mic line 2. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna hit like mic line 2. And if I open the mic line, you'll see audio coming through it because I just told Pro Tools, hey, open up this for this microphone. So any audio I need to go to Pro Tools from my microphone will be recorded and captured there. Okay. So next thing you want to do is you have to tell Pro Tools, hey, we're about to record on this track. Okay. So you do that by hitting this red button right here, which looks like a record button. Okay. You also got other options. You can mute it with this button right here. You can solo it with this button right here. And this one you can just experience with that. I'll explain it in another video, but we just want to show y'all how to begin recording. Okay, so now that we have our beat, next thing you want to do, if you look over on the keypad, if you press the number 6, look up here in this section right here. If you press the number 6, it's the shortcut to make Pro Tools punch record. And I only suggest using punch record. Others do other things, but I suggest only using punch record. And what that allows you to do is hit the space bar and press the number 3 to record it. Okay, if we did it the other way, you would have to always go up here, highlight this, and then hit play to record. Okay, so that's not really the best way to do it. You can, but like I said, hit 6, make sure that P is up there. That way you can hit space bar and then hit 3 to record. Okay, and then the last thing I'm gonna show you is obviously people love to do punching and recording. So this is a quick way to do it. What you wanna do is come over here to our record track over here, right click it, go to duplicate. I always uncheck these two, just do it or learn about it and figure out why you want to and why you don't. Only reason I do, I'm gonna show y'all, if I leave it on, it's going to duplicate everything that's from it, and I just don't be wanting that. So I'm going to delete that. We'll right click this again, hit duplicate, and just uncheck these, and it'll duplicate everything down. All right, so what you want to do is you basically want to make 2 new tracks, because sometimes people rap and they overlap the next one or whatever the case may be, so you don't have to deal with all the crossfading. Okay, so basically let's just do a quick little test real quick. Yeah, I don't even know how this sound. We just rocking, man. This ain't the mic I record on, but we about to do it, man. Hey, this song, hey, this beat kind of groovy, ain't it? All right, so let's say that's part of the intro. I can take that, bring it down, and then I'm able to record on the next track. Hey, this song, hey, this beat kind of groovy, ain't it? Hey, we on the Sound Doctrine YouTube right now, man. We'll be getting jiggy, basically trying to teach people how to use Pro Tools, man. You feel me? All right, so boom, you can take that one and drag it down, and you just keep going. We getting jiggy, basically trying to teach people how to use Pro Tools, man. You feel me? So I hope everybody learned something today. every day, every video, you know, I just hope everybody learns something, man, because I'm here to teach, man. This sound doctrine. All right, boom. So that's how you record audio in Pro Tools, man. So, all right, y'all, so let's do a recap. When you open Pro Tools, you're going to be faced with this window right here, which allows you to set all configurations for your session as well as name your session. Remember, naming and putting dates on everything is proper. So don't just name it anything. At least put the artist name and put the date. So when it's time to find it, y'all can find it. We already did this. We're going to skip past this part. Once you get in Pro Tools, you're going to be looking at a blank session because we're not using a template. We're creating from scratch. So the next thing you want to do is you want to hold Control and Shift together and press the letter N, which is the shortcut for how to create new tracks. So the first thing you need to record anything is you want to just go ahead and put a stereo master fader, hit the plus sign, put a stereo audio track and name it instrumental or beat. Hit the plus sign, and you also want to create, let's just go ahead and do 3 mono audio tracks, and we're just going to name it Vox for now. Then you want to go hit create. As you can see, we got our master fader, we got our instrumental track, and then we got 3 Vox tracks. What I like to do is I like to make my first track my record track. Okay. So the next thing we have to do is tell Pro Tools. Well, first thing we got to do is put in our instrumental. So let's go over. You grab your instrumental, which is this right here. Oh, grab the instrumental, drag it back to the beginning, wait for it to load. And then first thing you do immediately is you go and you cut this beat down, because if you pay attention to this, you can see how high the beat is already peaking. If you see this red pop up right here, that means it's peaking. That means something is too loud. All right, so what you do is you want to cut the beat down. And remember, that's important because if you don't cut the beat down, when it's time to record, you'll think your vocals are too low, and then you'll cut them up and you're going to run into the problem of distorting more often than you need to. So you want to just cut the beat down. You know what I'm saying? And if the instrumental get too low for the artist, you can always just cut the headphones up. You don't want to record with the beat too high because you're going to mess up your mix in the long run. Okay. So then your next step, the next thing you have to do is you have to tell Pro Tools, hey, I need you to record this microphone on this track, right? So each track has its own lane and everything for that track goes along this line. So it's like, hey, I want to record vocals on this line. So what you do, look at this section, it's called in and out, right? So top part is in, the bottom part is out. So basically saying, hey, Pro Tools, I want to plug my mic into this section. So what you would do, you would hit interface, and you will highlight your microphone. Mine is on line 2, and this is line 2 for me. So if I hit that, Pro Tools is now going to recognize this microphone as the mic that I want to use for this track, okay? So then what you have to do is you come up here to this transport section up here, and you can either, if you hit the number 6, it's the shortcut. Pay attention to this P up here. It's the shortcut to punching in vocals. And why that's important, because if you don't punch in, you're gonna have to hit record, then hit play to start recording. But if you got it on quick punch, you can just hit play and hit the number 3 and it'll start recording. Or you can hit play, hold control and hit space bar and then it'll start recording. So that's 2 shortcuts. You can hit play, hold control, hit space bar again, and it'll start recording, or you can hit the space bar, hit the number 3. What's also cool about this punch-in feature is you can hit play, hit record like that. Hey, yeah. You can stop it right there and then hit 3 again. So that's just another way to do it. And I add extra vocal tracks because nowadays we deal with artists that punch in. So to move fast, I'll go, yeah, let's say they put something right here, and then they ready to punch in again. I could just drag it down there. Put something right here, put something right here. I'm about to put something right here. Let's put something right here, yeah. And then, you know, I just drag it down like that and just keep it going. So, all right, so yeah, man, now y'all know how to create your session, label your session properly, because organization is everything. You also learn how to create new tracks. You learn the shortcut to create new tracks. You learn how to import the beat. You learn the shortcut to import and beat, and you learn how to drag the beat. You learned the shortcut to switching between mix window, edit window. You learned how and why to cut the instrumental down before you begin recording. You learn the shortcut to activating the quick punch feature, which is beneficial. And you learn the other way to record. You also learn how to tell Pro Tools, hey, I need you to record here, this microphone on this track, you know? So I feel like you learned a lot. A lot of it is valuable. And like I always say, never just learn it one time and just think you know it. If I was you, I would watch this video again, and I would do the same thing over and over. I would create 20 sessions today and import the beat, turn the beat down, activate the record. I would do all of it 20 times because repetition is key in this business, what we do. You want everything to be second nature, man. So welcome to Sound Doctrine. This is another tutorial, and I pray that any of y'all was blessed by this, man, because I just want to give back to the community. So if you like the content, just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, man. That's really all I can ask for. Like, comment, subscribe. Go follow Sound Doctrine Engineering on Instagram as well, where we chop up some of these tips and tricks and shortcuts and paste them. So yeah, man, I was your teacher for today, Rick Ross, the Hitmaker, and thank you for checking out this video.